Hi, I'm Liv, podcasting from Italy.
And I'm Tina, podcasting from the Philippines. Welcome to Merienda Therapy Podcast, a show where we celebrate our 40s one merienda at a time.
Hi, welcome mga ka-merienda. This is Liv. Thank you again for joining us sa ating merienda session. And to everyone who followed us on Spotify and subscribed to our YouTube channel, thank you. We appreciate that.
Thank you mga ka-merienda. Welcome again. This is Tina. And welcome to our second merienda. Kamusta ka naman, Liv?
Ayan, masaya kasi sabi nga ni Jen, kahit na-scam ang weather ng May and ng spring, medyo warm na ngayon. Kaninang umaga, well, kasi medyo gabi na, 29 degrees. So it's warm. So that's good. Pero medyo maulan pa nga, sabi nga ni Jen, lumalamig minsan. But I'm happy kasi this is my first time to experience spring, like to experience it from the very start. Most or if not all of my travels to Europe before nag-fall siya ng autumn. So this is the first time I see yung pagsibol, yung start talaga ng spring. It's so nakakatuwa kasi nakikita mo yung mga plants and flowers. Parang from the dead of winter, here they are, starting again, fresh start again. So naadiw ako.
I haven't been in Europe in springtime. So gusto ko rin makita ang especially tulips na nasa ground at fresh. At dahil na-mention mo ang springtime, yan ang ating topic for today, fresh beginnings in your 40s. Dahil most of the time, people say, oh, it's too late to start something new in your 40s. Pero for our two guests today, they did something new in their 40s.
Yes, so we have a guest, or we have two guests, hindi lang kaming dalawa ni Tina. So let me introduce them to you. So one of them is Jen. Jen is one of my closest friends sa Singapore. So again, Singapore-based yung mga nakukuha nating guests dito. We arrived in Singapore actually at the same time. On the same flight yata, Jen. Tama ba?
Yeah, same flight. November 26, 2006.
Wow, very good ka. So we arrived in Singapore at the same time. We work at the same bank, and then after a while, I moved on to another company. We shared our first apartments the first 6 months namin in Singapore. So we've been friends for close to 2 decades na, Jen. And so she's a banker. So she's when she was in Singapore, she worked as the ops manager in one of, if not the top bank. Tama ba? Bank in Singapore, sa contact center. But last year, she decided to say bye-bye, ciao-ciao, to the little red dot, and she moved on to Canada. Welcome to Merienda Therapy, Jen.
Thank you for having me. Welcome.
Welcome, Jen. And our next guest is somebody I know from college days. Naging board mates kami niyan sa likod ng UST Dapitan. Yes, so she has a degree in psychology from University of Santo Tomas, Go Ste, and has her master's degree in English language education and PhD in applied linguistics. So she arrived in Calgary, Alberta, Canada in August 2023 as an international student at Bow Valley College, taking up early childhood education and development. So she is in her second to the last semester in her diploma program and hopes to graduate by December of this year. So from PhD, diploma course. Hi, Maan. Welcome.
Hi, Maan. That's a mouthful, ha? Introduction.
Maan, we're on the same city.
Yeah. So magkalapit ba ang areas mo?
Another friend, another barkada.
Nasa ka banda?
Evanston, Northwest.
Nasa Southwest ako. At least na tayo nasa West.
Gano'n kalawak yung area nyo? Para ba yan Singapore?
Kalawak.
Kilometers? Ang layo ng East and West?
Bigger than Singapore. Bigger than Singapore. Mga
Definitely bigger. Kasi Singapore kaya ng one day.
Oo.
Yeah.
Kaya ng one day, di ba? From end to end. So I've heard that. I haven't really tried.
Okay. So before we officially begin our chikahan, let's share our merienda. As you can see, mga ka-merienda, we are from 3 different time zones. So in my side of the world, I'm having breakfast of
Uy,
pandesal
pandesal.
Ay, oo,
with
umaga nga pala.
scrambled egg and coffee. Ikaw,
Anong
dear?
palaman? May filling ba yung pandesal or
Yes.
plain?
Scrambled egg
Scrambled egg. Okay. Okay.
and coffee.
Sarap niyan.
Gugutom na nga ako. Eh.
Too late for breakfast sa akin. So, midnight snack ko.
Wow!
Chocolate chips and tea.
Relaxing.
Ikaw, Jen, anong merienda mo?
Ako, hindi ako makahanap ng pandesal pero I have cheese whiz, palaman niya. Sandwich. Tsaka kape. I don't know if that's a good idea.
Oo
Considering
nga,
5:30
Jen,
na.
hapon na.
Kaya nga.
Ikaw, Maan.
Yun nga, yung sinulan ko ng kainan na na overnight oats. Na nagpapaka-healthy pero may chocolate chips sa ibabaw. Okay lang yan.
Baka naman dark chocolate chips.
Parang hindi eh.
Okay, so
Kailangan daw natin ng sugar for energy.
Yes, for energy. Ngayong chikahan kasi medyo madami kaming kwentong in-expect from you dahil you had this big
Yes.
change, fresh beginnings that happened in your 40s na napunta kayo dyan sa Canada. So tell us about this.
2023, I arrived sa Calgary. Same with Maan as an international student. Liv knows this ever since medyo matagal yung plano ko for Canada kasi I want to make sure na ready ako sa change na yon. So 2018 when I started planning it na I want to go, so nag-submit ako ng express entry profile which is basically parang pag-apply ng permanent residency without leaving Singapore pa where I'm based for 17 years. So year after year, hindi ako nakukuha. But at the same time, I'm also trying permanent residency in Singapore. And would you believe I've applied 9 times and I was rejected 9 times then. So I decided na, okay, I love my job kasi I found the right role for me before akong umalis. But at the same time, nandun yung naging feeling na, what if I don't do this? What if I don't do that? And I think dun sa mga nakikinig ngayon, I have to bring it back to the point ng bata pa lang ako, I really want to travel the world and I know na third world passport, mahirap. Tsaka pag hindi ka nagpursige sa buhay, mahirap kang makatravel. So ganun ako lagi, parang hindi ko naisip na magpamilya. I don't know na hindi ako cut for that. Parang yun lang yung thinking ko na I want to travel and kailangan kong gawin yung change na to. So while I was in Singapore, nakakapag-travel naman lagi kaming umalis niya ni Liv. Pero andun pa rin yung feeling na pagtanda mo, parang ano na, as a single person, di ba? So yun. So I decided 2022, I started applying. I got into one of the universities or colleges here sa Calgary. And then, ayun, I said goodbye. 17 years. Sa Singapore, and then I moved here. And I'm an international student juggling work, volunteering, and yung student life. Hindi siya madali Maan. I have to tell you. Mahirap siya, pero surviving. Second to my last term na rin ako.
Wait lang, pareho ba tayo ng school?
SAIT ako, Bow Valley ka, no?
Okay. Hindi kami pareho ng
Yeah.
school. So, Bow Valley ako. Pero, medyo magkalapit lang yan. Like from Bow Valley, di ba? Medyo, hindi naman sobrang layo.
A few stations away. Yeah.
Bow
Wow.
Valley.
So medyo
pala
pareho yung journey yung dalawa. Ikaw, Maan, ganun din ba?
Same.
Naku, hindi. Biglaan yun sa amin. Medyo magkaiba kami ni Jen kasi, well, first, I have a family. So, I have my husband and my daughter here with me. Pero same kami ni Jen na international student. So, yung husband ko naka-work permit, pero kami ni daughter, she's 14 years old, naka-student permit kami pareho. Thankfully, si daughter walang tuition. Pero ako, mahal yung tuition. Kasi siya, well, they always say free yung education. It's technically not free kasi meron pa rin parang development fee, but it's not very expensive. Parang $200 a year. So, compute nyo na lang. Pero parang siguro mga less than 10,000 for the entire year. Tapos wala naman silang books. So, yun lang yung gastos niya, yung 10,000 a year na yun. And she goes to a Catholic school that's around 1.2 kilometers from where we're staying. So, pwede siyang maglakad or she can take the bus. Pero, going back to how we came here, biglaan kasi, hindi kaya tayo mabash dito. Kasi prior to May 2022, wala kami balak talaga umalis ng Pinas. Tapos, just a little background. So I've been teaching in DLSU for 19 years. Prior to that, I was teaching in a Montessori school for 4 years. So talagang nakaset na ako dito sa Pinas kasi consistent yung career ko in teaching. Pero unlike Jen and Liv and UT na nag-Singapore, I never worked abroad. So talagang sa Pilipinas ako, yung pag-abroad ko mga travel lang for conferences, ganyan. And then, in fact, in 2022, ang plano namin nun is bumili ng sasakyan kasi for the longest time, ayokong bumili ng sasakyan kasi for me, convenient naman mag-commute from Las Piñas to Taft kasi one ride lang. Pero medyo pumapangit na rin yung commuting experience ko. So we were thinking of getting a car. Pero sabi ko, antayin natin yung resulta ng elections. Kasi sabi ko, pag hindi okay, parang ayoko na dito sa Pilipinas. So, ayun, after ng elections, doon na kami nagseryoso na mag-apply. Pero prior to the elections, March 2022, nalaman ko yung student pathway to Canada through a former student of mine in DLSU na yun yung pathway nila to come here. So, wala akong idea prior to that. Like, zero. Tapos, zero plans din of going abroad. Like, nada. So, nabanggit niya nung March, tapos election nung May, tapos nung June, nag-start na kaming mag-ready ng documents. So, Jen knows that. And then we lodged our application October 2022. We got approved in 20 days. So, medyo mabilis.
Yes.
Sabi,
Oo.
20 days. Hindi rin namin akalain kasi yung mga iba, sabi nila usually yung time frame mga 3 months or 6 months or even a year. Di ba, Jen? Nakikita mo yung mga iba sa mga Facebook groups parang 1 year na wala pa
Yeah.
result. Pero we got our approval in 20 days. So, yun. Kaya sabi namin, siguro meant to be talaga kasi we were not expecting. Of course, we were hoping that we would get approved. But to be honest, we were not expecting to be approved. Kasi lahat ng obstacles na in-expect namin, nag-exist nga sila, pero ang dali naming nalampasan. Yung parang, uy, baka hindi tayo makapasa sa medical exam. Kasi may health issues si husband. Hindi lang medyo major yung health issue niya. So, yun yung unang red flag. Pangalawa, yung age namin. Normally, people who would go to Canada are younger. Hindi naman lahat. Pero, di ba, like, if you're already established in the Philippines and you're in your 40s, parang hindi ka naman likely na umalis. Tapos yung third red flag, kulang kami ng funds. So for an international student, and I'm sure Jen knows that, medyo malaking kailangan. Hindi pala medyo, malaki
Wow.
talaga.
Malaki.
So yun yung tatlong red flag namin, yung age namin, yung medical issues, at saka yung funds. Yun yung titignan, yung tatlong yun. So, if you think about it, di ba, parang what are the chances? Very slim talaga.
It's meant for you
Done.
guys.
Kahit na may ganung red flag is nakalusot pa din. Jen, I know that yung preparation mo in getting to Canada. I forgot to ask, was it a conscious decision to do this in your 40s or it just happened after the rejection of PR?
I think it was in a way conscious decision talaga. Kasi story ko is I'm staying with my sister and my brother-in-law para libre sa rent. So they came here ng 2010. 2010, I was 30 years old. And being new to Singapore at that time, kasi parang 4 years pa lang tayo nun sa Singapore, I was really irresponsible with my finances. Travel dito, travel doon, kasi sa credit card. My parents wanted this, I will give it. My brother wanted this, I will give it. So wala talaga akong structured pa na, okay, I have to save up kasi maganda naman yung sahuran sa Singapore, di ba? So that time, 6 years after, so that's what 2016, my sister got and my brother-in-law got their PR. So they were like saying, dito ka na, try mo. Kasi that time, nakailang rejections na ako ng permanent residence sa Singapore. But then again, I was like, But I still wanted to do more. So kumbaga, same company lang ako sa Singapore and mabilis yung trajectory ko rin ng promotion. So parang na-attract ba ako dun sa idea na I think I can still do more sa company na yon. So I stayed. And then nung 2020 when COVID hits, I was in a role na sobrang unhappy talaga ako. Parang 5 years ako sa role na yon, doing project management, wala akong hinahawakan na tao, and I realized that role wasn't meant for me. So witness yan sinalive na nagka-cancel ako ng last minute plan sa kanila. Minsan nagigilty ako, pero I was really not in the right, mind space na i-meet sila. Tapos parang feeling ko I will just be disengaged. So magka-cancel ako last minute. Tapos nung COVID, parang I realized, no, I don't want this. So nag-transfer ako ng bagong role, parang people manager. Doon ko na-realize na this is my calling. I really wanted this. So nagstay ako doon for 2 years. But then again, 42 years old na ako. So nandun na yung naging feeling na, if I want to travel the world at gusto ko talaga ng ma-secure yung future ko, and Singapore keeps on rejecting me, I cannot stay here. Tapos, nagkataon pa na yung sister ko, nagkaroon kami ng miracle baby, so nagkaroon ako ng pamangkin, so that was the push talaga na parang I wanted to spend more time with my sister and my pamangkin during his formative years, ganyan. So sabi ko, okay, I'll do it. I will apply. Pag ako na-approve, that means it's meant for me. Pag ako na-decline, that means it's not meant for me. So nag-apply ako ng study permit application. I got rejected. I cried. Sabi ko, so that means hindi pala talaga siya para sa akin. Pero naisip ko, hindi ako makakatulog. Lagi ko siyang iisipan, what if I didn't try? So nag-appeal ako, and then 20 days after, I got approved ng study permit. So conscious decision siya na at my 40s, I should be somewhere na magiging free ang healthcare. Hindi siya perfect, definitely. May matagal ang waiting time or what. But lagi ko naiisip na kahit malaki yung sahod mo sa Singapore, by the time that you reach at a certain age, hindi ka na covered ng insurance. Gagastusin mo lang yun, papagamot sa sarili mo. And again, I'm coming from the fact na I'm single. Walang mag-aalaga sa akin. So I have to have, alam mo yun, pondo ba, na mapapagaling ko yung sarili ko through hospitalization and what. Singapore couldn't offer me that. So I have to leave. So, like ko namang iniisip na I still can't guarantee na makakuha ako ng permanent residence dito, but at least I tried.
And also, cost of living din sa Singapore kasi is getting so expensive.
Yeah, it's also expensive na rin.
Yeah.
So it's either mabilis kang ma-approve, or if you don't get approved the first time, I mean, at least try again.
Oo. Parang ganon.
So, to see whether it's for you or not.
Whether it's,
Yeah. So after a year, so almost a year of living in Calgary, how's the expectations versus reality?
Gosh, reality, 'di ba? Parang syempre tipid-tipid sa ibang bagay kasi nga hindi katulad sa Pinas na yun yung pinakamalaking reality dito. Hindi ako pwede mag-shopping. Kasi student pa ako.
So sabi ni Maan, one of the parang sa expectation versus reality is kailangan magtipid ng bongga. Kamusta naman ang pagtitipid mo?
Oy, matipid na ako. Grabe ka.
Kasi kakagaling mo lang saan?
Nagbakasyon ka?
No.
Hindi yata matipid si Jen. Parang mabibisto yata.
Binibisto ako ni Liv. Hindi, pero kasi Liv, yun naman is a plan since COVID pa. Inano lang. Nagbakasyon kasi ako ng December, US tsaka somewhere, yung mga major cities sa Canada. Pero yun naman kasi talaga is, I made sure na kakayanin ng savings ko. Hindi siya irresponsible spending.
Hindi nagbabayad ng rent si Jen. Malaking bagay yun.
Oo, actually malaking
Kasi
bagay
imagine
yun,
1,600. So, 'di ba, kung kahit na full-time work yung isa, tapos yung isa part-time work, wala pang utilities yung 1,600. So you need to pay for your tenant insurance, heat, water, electricity. Although kami dito kasama na yung heat and water, so electricity na lang, tenant insurance, internet. So hindi pa yun, lang yung rent.
Yeah,
Transport.
malaking bagay siya kasi like yung mga single ko na classmates, parang they pay around $800 to $900. Tapos ang part-time mo naman is around that lang a month kung
So, sakto
susweldohin mo
lang
kung hindi
sa...
ko makakuha ng in-campus. So, thankful talaga ako.
Siguro yung pinakamagandang expectation ko na meet. Kasi di
Mm.
ba sa Pinas, ang laki ng... Yung tax ko kasi is 32%. Yun yung tax bracket ko.
Mm.
So, 32%
Mm.
of my salary. Kaya ang sakit pag titignan ko yung pay stub kasi parang sweldo ng isang tao yung tax ko.
Oo.
Pero dahil six-figure din yung sweldo ko sa Pinas per month, hindi ko masyadong ramdam. Pero siguro kung hindi ganun ka okay yung sweldo ko, wala na matitira, di ba? Ang ano lang doon, ang sad lang doon kasi isang laki ng tax pero hindi mo alam kung saan napupunta.
Saan
Unlike dito,
napupunta?
dito kasi, yun, nakikita mo kung saan siya napupunta. Yun nga, sabi ni Jen, sa healthcare, sa schools, so walang tuition yung mga
Mm.
bata. Tsaka walang ano dito. Yung gusto ko dito, walang arte yung mga schools, walang mga project, walang mga program.
Mm.
Kung meron man, walang ire-require for the parents to buy. Di ba sa Pinas kasi very bongga yung mga events.
Mm.
Tapos parang may nutrition month, may buwan ng wika, may kung ano-ano. Dito wala.
Oo.
Kung meron man, let's say Canada Day, dala ka lang ng flag, that's it. Yung pinaka-love ko dito, ewan ko kung nandito na tayo sa topic na to yung mga gusto tsaka hindi gusto, is yung commuting. I love commuting.
Yeah, I was going to ask kasi 'di ba parang yung cost is one of the parang main things that you and Jen are mentioned na kailangan magtipid talaga, and in a way iba yung magiging lifestyle mo dyan compared to when you were in Singapore or maybe in Manila. But what are the positives naman? What do you enjoy dyan sa new environment mo?
nagko-commute
So
si Jen?
commuting, wala bang
Nagko-commute
traffic?
ka ba, Jen?
Oo, nagko-commute ako. Baliktad tayo ng sagot. Ako, hindi...
Ayaw mo yung commuting?
I mean, mahaba kasi ang biyahe ko from Evanston. I think it will take me an hour and a half for a 20-minute drive. Kaya yung sister ko tsaka yung brother-in-law ko, mag-drive ka na, ganyan. So,
Oo.
nakakuha kami ng second-hand car last September. So far, hindi ko pa siya nadadrive kasi nagtitake ako ngayon ng driving lessons. So, kasi nung nasa Pilipinas ako, I was still too young. I couldn't afford the car. By the time napupunta naman ako ng Singapore and you can afford the car, you don't need it.
Expensive.
Kasi
And too
number one,
expensive,
sobrang
ha?
mahal.
Oo.
Talagang $100,000 for kasi may certificate dahil ang liit-liit lang ng country na yon. Plus at the same time, do you really need it? Ang ganda ng public transport, train, bus, interconnected sila. Hindi mahirap magbayad. So, I don't see the need of Pero nung dumating ako dito, dumating tayo, di ba, spring last year, okay pa, enjoy ko pa yan hanggang fall. Kasi maganda yung weather, tapos
Kamusta yung winter?
malamig. Ganyan. Pagdating ng winter, sabi ko sa sister ko, oh my God. So yung brother-in-law ko, sobrang mabait, talagang ihahatid niya na ako na sa train station pag sobrang heavy ang winter, hatid niya ako. Tapos saka na lang ako magte-train. Pero kung tutuusin, ang doon is, ang dami mong nasasayang na oras kasi you should be doing it sa assignments.
Actually,
Pero,
same naman din tayo. Kasi yung workplace ko ngayon, an hour away din. Kasi nasa may Chinook Mall kami. Tapos yung work ko,
okay.
yung work ko nasa Silverado, which is nasa Deep South. Kung familiar ka dun sa southbound train, yung pinakadulo ng southbound, ng red line, yung Somerset, dun siya. Tapos
Yun
pababa
doon
ng
ka. Okay.
bus pa. So dulo siya talaga. So tama ka. Actually, naubos yung oras. Hindi dun sa time na umaandar yung train or yung bus.
Yeah.
Yung wait times. So, halimbawa, pag nag-clock out ako ng 6 o'clock, the bus would arrive 6:20. So, 20 minutes of waiting sa bus stop.
Mabubuntay ka pa.
Sayang.
Oo,
Tapos,
totoo yan.
pag nakasakay na ako ng train, pagbaba ko doon sa Chinook Mall, I need to take another bus. Pagdating ko doon, 20 minutes na naman. So, 40 minutes na yung nasayang. So, yun lang yung disadvantage ng commuting. But, to compare it with my experience commuting sa Manila, syempre,
Mas
grabe.
comfortable.
Oo, kaya talagang sabi ko, ano pa din, like, lagi ko naman dala yung Kindle ko, tapos, di ba, may Spotify
Ayun,
naman. So, it's
basa-basa.
not too bad. Pwede naman
And of course, now you
i-romanticize.
have the Merienda Therapy podcast. You can listen to.
Oo.
Ay, grabe, ang galing mo. Ang galing, ang napaka-smooth
Gawin
ng
ng vlogging ng podcast nila.
Oo nga, ito
Yeah.
na nga, maka-subscribe.
Yes.
Tama. Yeah, you can always listen to podcasts. Tapos, actually, pwede ka talaga magsingit ng homework kasi very safe naman dito, di ba? Like, pwede ka talagang literally mag-laptop sa
Walang
train,
aagaw ng
bus.
Kindle mo.
Walang mga agaw
Kilo-
ng laptop mo.
Kilo lang yung kalaban mo eh, no?
Yeah,
Literally
so
naman.
one is commuting, and then Jen, you're not a fan of that. Any other things na ini-enjoy nyo? How about yung 4 season? O too cold ba?
In fairness, according dun sa sister ko tsaka sa brother-in-law ko,
Mild
kinder
winter.
ang winter last year.
Okay.
Milder pa yon. Although na-experience ko one time yung tinatawag nilang polar vortex. Negative
Oo,
49.
Oo.
Hindi ako nakapag-check
Pumasok
ng
pa
weather
rin.
app.
Pumasok pa rin
May
siya.
birthday, oo.
Yung anak ko.
May
Nag-commute
birthday
sila.
party ako, nag-commute ako. Talagang nararamdaman ko yung toes ko sobrang lamig. I got scared kasi sabi ko, naku, baka sa sobrang nung toes ko, hindi ko na na-realize na frostbite na
Putol
pala
na
siya.
pala. Oo.
Yeah, pero ano naman.
Pero ano lang yun? Parang 3 days?
Madali.
Less than a week.
Oo.
Mga ganon, more or less, 1 week. Pero it's not so bad. It's not as bad as we were expecting.
You mentioned, I think, kanina na yung may impression na when Filipinos go there, they would think na they would earn a lot or to get rich, right? So I guess it's to manage the expectation that it has to be, I guess yung motivating factor nila has to be more than just money. Kasi yun nga, parang cost of living is high then.
Siguro first question is, hindi yung kikita ba ako doon ng malaki? Kasi for me and Jen, I guess hindi yun yung, di ba? Hindi yun yung motivation namin. Siguro is, what kind of life do I want to live each day?
In the long term
Oo,
also.
di ba? Yung para pagising mo sa umaga, ano yung gusto mong feeling mo as you get ready for work, and how do you want to spend your weekends? Gusto mo bang matraffic? Gusto mo bang ayun, yung mga gano'n, ano yung mga gusto mo marinig sa balita, di ba?
Yeah.
Like, I
So
think
speaking of the kind of life that you're looking for, in your, both of you 1 year na, no? Tama ba?
Yeah.
Kami mag-1 year pa lang sa August.
1 year pa lang. Okay. Have you learned any or have you discovered any hacks to help you navigate, I guess, your new environment?
Yung sa akin kasi, preparation talaga is key. Tama si Mahan eh. You have to know your whys. Kasi yung mga pumupunta dito sa Canada, they have given up quite a lot in terms of yung sa current situation nila. Most of the people na na-meet ko rito is well-established, maayos ang buhay either sa Pilipinas or sa ibang bansa, sa Middle East or Dubai. But they couldn't get one thing dun sa kung nasan sila at that time, which is yung future nga for their kids. Very rare na nakakita ako ng single person. So every time na malalaman nila na single ako, people will be like, why are you here? Ganon. Hindi sila, kasi automatic, ang thinking pag family is because of your kids. That's why you're here. Ganon. Pero pag single, parang, why are you here? You're crazy. Ganyan. So ako naman, ang ano ko dyan is, in terms of tips and hacks, mental preparation talaga is key. And at the same time, kung halimbawa man na financially wala ka doon or kulang ka doon, nasa risk appetite mo yan eh. Like katulad ni Namaan, di ba? She's honest enough to say na yung funds, red flag sa kanila. But risk appetite nila is stronger pa rin yung why ni Maan and her family to go here. Kaya ni-risk nila. So, make sure na yung reason mo to go and do something new, it can be different from going to another country or moving to another country. Whatever it is that at your 40, you feel that it's a daunting task, make sure na mas matapang yung why, yung reason. Kasi yun talaga yung magpupush sa'yo. Pag marami kang hesitations, you will never be able to do it. But at the same time, ako, medyo takot rin akong mag-fail nung bata-bata ako. Pero in my 40s, parang I am confident enough na when I start, I'm not starting from scratch. I'm starting based on kung ano man yung experience na naranasan ko sa Singapore. So I experienced loneliness, umiiyak sa bus stop kasi namimiss ang family. Papalakasin ka niyan eh. Parang every part ng life mo is a lesson. Yun yung feel ko para sa akin. Na talagang makikita mo yung, nakita ko sa sarili yung growth as a person na immature, umiiyak sa bus stop from, ay, kaya ko to, madali lang to. Kung nalagpasan ko yung moment ng ganito in my life, kakayanin ko to. Parang, and at the same time, kung hindi man mag-work out, again, think of it as it's a lesson. Dapat may nakukuha kang lesson dun sa mga nangyayari sa buhay mo, di ba? So yun, talagang preparation talaga is key. Make sure na strong yung why mo and wag kang magpabuyo sa sinasabi ng iba na, ay, ba't ka pupunta dyan, pangit dyan, or what? Kasi hindi naman sila yung nagli-live doon sa sitwasyon mo na yan eh.
Oo.
Diba?
Pero ano na yun, given na yun, pag-establish ka, kasi like, we have classmates,
Oo.
I'm sure si Jen din meron, we have classmates who are in their very early 20s, as in 21,
Yeah.
22, ganyan, no, na wala silang, parang they had nothing to lose. Kasi they had just graduated from college or wala pa, yung iba hindi pa nakakapag-work, diretso na dito. So parang wala silang iniwan. Kaya ang tanong nila sa akin, parang di ka ba nangihinayang na ikaw, like, you had your career, ganyan. Eh, sabi ko naman, number one, hindi ako nag-resign sa Pinas. So, I'm on leave. So, medyo may konting safety net ako. Pero syempre, the leave is not forever. No? There will come a time na I will have to let them know whether I'm coming back or not. But as of now, naka-leave ako. And then we didn't sell our house kasi property is property. We never know kung gusto namin ito mag-retire, di ba? So, ang parang ang hack is if you have the means to like still keep whatever you have back home para may safety net ka. Okay yun. Kung wala naman, may advantage din eh. Kasi sabi ng iba, pag wala kang babalikan, mas motivated ka na to stay. Kasi wala ka naman babalikan, di ba? Unlike me, parang lagi akong one foot in. Tapos yung isang foot nakalabas, parang hindi ako all in kasi may babalikan. So sabi ko nga, pag siguro nag-resign na ako doon sa Lasal, wala nang iisipin na, babalik ako kasi wala nang babalikan.
Maan, since you mentioned earlier na wala kang support when you arrived in Canada.
Like no relatives.
How is it so far now? So where do you get your support?
Syempre naman, we made friends. And like, we made friends who turned into family. Kasi alam mo naman ng mga Pinoy, di ba, we're very social. Madali tayo. Oo, tsaka parang sa mga nakilala ko dito, parang yung mga Pinoy yung magaling makisama, like whatever nationality, and medyo Miss Universe kami sa mga schools dito kasi yung mga classmates namin from India, China,
Congeniality.
Nigeria, Korea, Japan, from all over. So, makikita mo talaga yung iba-ibang cultures, mga iba-ibang ugali, ganyan.
And you have your family. I mean, you're not totally alone. So you have your husband, your kids. So
Oo, yun. Actually, lagi ko yung sinasabi sa kanila, pag yung mga drama moments, yung mga parang we're all in this together moments namin, sabi ko, siguro kung ako lang mag-isa, 1 week pa lang umuwi na ako. Buti nga si Jen, she went to Singapore, di ba? So at least meron na siyang experience going abroad. Tsaka, yun nga, she's used to being single, which is actually awesome.
Ako, kasi nga, unlike Maan, it's a long planning sa akin, di ba? So, bago pa lang ako pumunta dito, naghanap na ako talaga ng magiging, kumbaga, who will be my village other than my brother-in-law and his family, tsaka my sister. So sa Singapore, meron akong sinalihan na Facebook group na doon ko nakilala yung 4 na couple. So na-realize ko na para-pareho kami ng school, para-pareho kami ng program, tapos para-pareho kami nasa Singapore. So what I did is in-invite ko sila, nag-barbecue kami, nag-wine connection kami, tapos we met up 3 occasions bago dumating ng Canada. So nung nagpupunta sila dito ng Canada, nauna sila. So by the time na ako na yung pupunta, covered na nila lahat. How to get social insurance number, how to get yung Calgary bus transport, everything, bank account, mobile, everything they covered. So nung time na pagdating ko dito, wala yung mga sister ko nasa Pilipinas. Pagbalik nila dito sa Calgary, sabi ng sister ko, tara, kuha na tayo ng social insurance number tsaka ng phone number mo.
Nagawa mo na
it's
lang.
settled. Oo, parang everything is settled. I'm just going to school next week. Ganon. Sabi nga, ha? Paano mo nagawa yun? Sinong nag-ano sa'yo? Nagpa-drive ka ba or what? Nag-commute. Tapos I met up with some friends na nakatulong sa akin. And then another thing na nagustuhan ko sa Canada, they're very welcoming talaga sa family. And they're very big on family reunification. Kasi ang daming mga non-profit organizations na ano talaga sa'yo na, as a newcomer, you can do this. We can help you with job hunting. We can help you settling in Canada, mga ganon. So, sobrang yun talaga yung na-appreciate ko dito. Pero syempre, nandun pa rin yung namimiss mo yung mga kaibigan mo talaga, like mga 2 dekada mo. Like, yan, sinalib. So, once
Kasi
in a
you
while,
have
kailangan
history with them, di ba?
Oo. So, kailangan mo lang i-maintain yung relationship na yun with your old friends.
So far, how has this experience changed you? Nagbago ba ang banker Jen or ang professor Maan?
Na-change siguro ako nung learnings ko. Like, of course, I had my PhD in the Philippines, so I thought I was done with studying. And then I was expecting the diploma program to be easy, to be honest. Jen, di ba? Parang, 2-year diploma program, chicken yan. Tapos biglang,
Mani.
oh my God. Ang dami palang assignment. Kasi yung 2-year diploma nila dito, para siyang 4-year course na
Yeah,
kinompress
for your course natin.
So super bilis siya, but they're really covering whatever is in the syllabus and whatever is in the textbook. So pag hindi ka masipag, to keep up with your schoolwork, if you're working at the same time, you have a family, maraming nade-depress actually, nababasa ko sa mga Facebook. So being a student in Canada is a different ball game pa from just coming to Canada. So from professor to student ako, so that's a change, right?
How does it feel, being a professor?
Other
tas ngayon,
Uy, may advantage siya. Sabi nga ng isang prof ko, you know what your professors want. Kasi nga, I was in their place just a year ago, di ba? So, alam ko kung anong klaseng student yung gusto nila. So, it's not that hard for me. Yung actually, the academic part is not difficult. I'm sure Jen will agree. It's the workload. Kasi
Yeah,
madami.
workload.
Ako kasi, I'm planning to, pareho yata kami na we're planning to finish in December. So I'm
Yeah.
assuming that we're both taking the maximum number of courses per semester. So talagang mabigat siya. An option would be to take a lighter load, but it's going to take you longer.
si Jen naman from the corporate world, naging student. So, how did you
Oo.
adjust?
Yung role ko before, sobrang fast-paced. So, I'm so used to mga last-minute deadlines. So, sobrang bilis ng turnover ng projects, proposal. Pero comparing my life sa Singapore tsaka here, would you believe that my whole 7 days, I have something on. Meron akong school, I'm working 2 part-time jobs, nagvo-volunteer pa ako. So like last Saturday, nag-volunteer ako sa public library playing with kids. So I have the energy to do that. Sa Singapore, kahit na ang trabaho ko is 8 hours lang, I was so drained that I don't have enough time for anything other than watch Netflix. Oo, di ba? Like sa Pilipinas,
Alam
I'm
niyo
sure
sa
it's the
Pinas,
same.
yung work ko, twice a week lang. Twice or thrice a week lang ha, out of 7 days. Halimbawa, ang classes ko lang, I teach, let's say, Wednesdays and Fridays lang. So you must be thinking, wow, ang sarap Wednesdays and Fridays lang, but I get paid the entire year, 365 days a year. Pero surprisingly, dito, like Jen, puno yung 7 days. Like, wala ka na mapaglagyan. Pero hindi siya stressful.
Hindi ka pagod, di ba? So I also don't know. I think
Hindi namin alam kung ano meron sa hangin dito.
So, it's the environment, no?
I'm pretty sure may mga international students na nagsa-struggle talaga kasi wala pa sila sa point na nasa peaceful situation sila. Siguro marami pa iniisip. Pero like, I think for me and Maan, we can say na parang whatever we have done at we have given up, so far it's working for us. Hindi Hindi pa yung nag-worry na, oh my God, tama ba tong ginawa ko or what? Ganon.
And siguro kasi even with the workload that you have and then bago yan kasi back to being students kayo,
Oo.
parang you get to focus on those things lang na for now. Wala nang
Oo.
mga maliliit na stress sa work, stress sa work, stress sa traffic, stress sa pollution. Yung mga, alam mo, yung mga maliliit na bagay na ganun, sometimes it adds sa
Oo,
dinadala
totoo
mo.
yan.
Yan. It
I
makes
think
things a lot heavier. Di
quality
ba?
of life talaga. Kasi like, let's say you like running, di ba? So sa Pinas, kahit gustuin kong mag-run, habulin ako ng aso.
Or baka ma-hold up ka somewhere.
Oo, at saka baka patay na ako sa alikabok after jogging for like
Ay, yeah. Pollution, oo, totoo.
May na-discover ka ba? What new thing, new skill na na-discover mo sa sarili nyo sa inyong dalawa that you never thought you had it until napunta kayo dyan sa bago nyong environment?
Meron kasi akong moment ng life ko na nag-resign ako ng work sa Pilipinas nang walang kapera-pera. Tapos my dad paid for my apartment ng 2 months. Tapos binigyan niya ako ng ultimatum. On the 3rd month, pag wala ka pang work, umuwi ka na ng Bicol. So parang nag-flash yung life ko sa Bicol na maraming anak, tricycle driver ang asawa. I mean, I'm not belittling them, pero hindi kasi siya yung nakikita kong future for me. So, after noon, talagang driven ako ng pera. Pera. I have to earn a lot para maka-travel sa ganyan, makamibigay yung gusto ko, ganyan. Pagdating ko dito, I realized money does not motivate you all the time. Parang darating ka sa point na mas maganda yung effect sa'yo nung experience na nararanasan mo kumpara sa kinikita mong sobrang laki pero drained ka at the end of the day. Pagod na pagod ka. Numinipis ang buhok mo. Alam mo,
ay, kumapal buhok ko dito, Tina. Kumapal talaga yung buhok ko.
pero
Mas maganda.
talagang kumakbal din ang hair ko.
O, diba? Tignan mo.
Pero, disclaimer, Canada is not perfect. Lagi naman, wala namang perfect na country.
Oh,
pero
naku. Ibang
it's
episode.
perfect for our situation. Ganon. So, kailangan mo lang hanapin na perfect ba yung situation mo for you. Ganon.
Oo, yan tama. Perfect for you. Or parang, kanina kasi sabi ni Jen, if it's not the money, what is it? Diba? So, siguro yung stability, not financial stability, pero yung parang, saan ka ba grounded? Yung feeling mo, tatagal ka na hindi ka madedepress, hindi ka magkaka-anxiety,
Oo.
ganun. Kasi parang, yeah, I was earning a lot, pero grabe din kasi yung anxiety ko nun kasi because of the pressures of the academe. Alam niyo naman
Yes,
sa
where
academe,
you are
grabe
at
sa
peace right? Kasi peace is parang it's a high price to pay kung wala.
Yeah.
So where you are peaceful, wherever that is, may that be Canada or Manila or another
Or
place,
somewhere.
or somewhere else. So
Yeah, would you say that it has helped you being 40 kaya yun nakita yung ganitong stability? Kasi compared to when you're there siguro in your 20s na hindi mo pa alam, oh, is this the right decision? Kaya siguro yung mga 20-something na students in Canada, mabilis sila mag-decide na, oh, ayoko na, uwi na lang ako, or na hindi pa sila maka-adjust mabuti. Because you have yourself, your experience before, and yung Jen yung nasabi mong, that thought na ayaw mo nun, you knowing na ano yung gusto mo. Diba? Parang alam mo na kung anong gusto nyo at this age.
Yeah.
Parang mas na kami, parang we don't give a flying F na pag 40s. Kasi parang di mo na, people will always have their opinion of what you're doing with your life, right? But it's your life. So I think pag mas bata pa, mas affected pa by what people think and the pressure na, kasi you're just starting out. Kasi well, speaking for myself, I'm technically starting from scratch again kasi ibang field to eh. I wasn't in early childhood before, so technically parang ka-level ko lang yung mga kaklase kong 20s kasi hindi ko naman, I don't intend to teach here in university eh. Bahala na. Pero if I decide not to teach in university, parang wala na yung 19 years na yun, so clean slate na ako. Like, what if gusto kong mag-artista dito? Joke lang.
Why not?
Parang,
Why not?
kasi parang hindi parang ito yung positive version ng midlife crisis. Midlife, ano ba tawag doon? Midlife epiphany. Parang ito pala
Maybe.
yung gusto ko. Gusto ko pala yung tahimik yung buhay, walang
Yeah.
Buhay.
walang traffic, walang pollution. Tapos yung mga tao parang very warm and welcoming.
And if you decide to stay there, how do you see yourself 5 years from now?
2 years lang muna. Kasi
Okay.
I will graduate in December, hopefully. So December, and then Jen and I will have our postgraduate work permit. So hindi na kami student, pwede na kami mag-work. And then depending on the pathway that we choose or that we are qualified for, apply na kami for PR, di ba? So hopefully in a year, in less than 2 years, sana. PR. Ngayon, gusto ko talaga, pag na-PR na, I don't want to stay in early childhood education because I'm too old for it. Kasi nakakapagod siya physically. Like,
Actually,
it would be
Kids.
it would be different if I started in early childhood when I was in my early 20s. Kasi yung mga kasamahan ko sa mga daycare, some of them are 65. So you'd think parang bakit sila kaya pa nila, tas ako grabe sobrang plakda na at the end of the day or after 4 hours sila kaya nila kasi they started when they were 20. Eh ako sanay ako na professor, no, na I had my own office, I had the secretary, and like I would work on the PowerPoint and do my lecture and then leave. Pero ngayon maghahabol ka ng bata, 'di ba, mag-supervise ka. So physically
Papalit.
so yeah, so I don't intend to stay in ECE. I'm honest naman na it was a pathway.
Mhm.
Oo.
So, ang gusto ko talaga is to work in the library or something with publishing.
So Jen, how do you see yourself 5 years from now?
Ako, 5 years, hopefully blue passport na.
Ayun, yun
Pero,
sabihin ko.
Talaga
Mataray
yun
na si Jen magta-travel.
pero
Wala nang visa.
travel na ako, ganyan. Wala nang visa. Tapos, probably, parang sa leadership role, o kung hindi man, parang team role, ganyan, sa team setting. Ang isa pa palang na gustuhan ko dito is, sobrang naging active ako sa volunteering. So I want to work for a non-profit organization. Kasi iba yung sense of fulfillment na nabibigay niya sa akin. Kahit na pagod na ako, like nung Sabado, nakipaglaro ako sa mga bata ng 2 hours. Sobrang pagod pero pumasok pa rin ako sorts sa ganun. Pero hindi ako yung physically pagod. Ganun. So yun, blue passport. Kung hindi man, meron din akong plan B like Maan. I will go back to Singapore, pero what's different this time is hindi na ako magpapa-apekto sa anxiety and sa stress. And I'll be vocal enough na pwede ko nang sabihin na this is causing me a lot of mental distress. Baka pwedeng yung meron ka ng kasi na-experience mo na siya na pwede palang mangyari yun, na nakakatulog ako ng 8 hours to 9 hours. Bakit sa Singapore hindi ko siya ma-achieve? Precisely. So parang sa Singapore, I will wake up in the middle of the night palpitating for no reason at all. Parang yun na yung ng katawan. Parang yun na yung ng katawan mo na, pero bakit? Pero underlying is because stress ka sa work mo, ganun. Pero dito talagang uninterrupted sleep. Ganun.
Oo, so, hindi nagigising yun, no?
Pero Jen, you're taking up HR, no? HR.
I'm taking up
do you intend
HR.
to work in the HR industry?
Oo. Kasi yun talaga siya yung nagustuhan ko talaga na parang I found parang sense of fulfillment kapag yung may nakakausap ako na tao na de-develop mo, ganun.
Anong memorable experience niyo so far dyan sa Canada? Na talagang mapapaisip ka na, this is the reason why I'm here.
First week ko dito sa Canada, nag-walk ako sa neighborhood. Tapos, medyo malayo sa bahay namin kasi naligaw na ako. Tapos, may nakita akong parang creek. Tapos, yung background niya is parang hill na ganyan. Sobrang doon ko talaga naramdaman yung parang, oh my God, nag-exist pala yung gantong lugar. Kasi when you travel, alam mong may babalikan kang Singapore and work. Pero dito kasi parang, sobrang doon ko naramdaman na 100% parang, yung parang calm. calmness ng nature, ganyan. Tapos, nung napuntahan ko yung parang pinakasikat na place dito, yung Banff,
Oo, nakita ko yung
going there,
pictures. Ang
makikita
ganda.
mo yung
Lake Louise
Rockies.
ka, no?
Oo, yung
Lake
ganon.
Louise sa Lake
Talagang
Morena. Napunta din kami.
sobrang peaceful talaga. Yun yung mga memorable moments ko. Parang, parang ang peaceful lang talaga ng life, ganon.
Wala akong specific memorable experience dito kasi parang randomly, occasionally, parang the feeling just comes to me na ang swerte ko naman na nandito ako with these surroundings. And surprisingly, and people would find this really weird, nung sa Pinas, sobrang financially secure kami, di ba? Obviously, with my work, we owned our house and everything. Pero hindi ako nakakatulog. Lagi
Diba?
ako may insomnia,
Bakit?
o may anxiety. Pagising ko pa lang sa umaga, panic attack na agad. Tapos sa gabi, hindi ako makatulog. So, minsan magtuturo ako, 3 hours lang yung tulog ko, 2 hours lang yung tulog ko. Tapos dito, kung saan naman walang kasiguruhan, like I don't know how long our funds would last. Tapos wala pa akong
Yeah.
work na, like full-time work na permanent ha. Kasi yung work ko ngayon, parang practicum lang yan eh. Pero sarap ng tulog ko.
Kaya nga.
So, we're coming to the end of our magandang chikahan. So, if there are anyone who's kind of on the fence dun sa decision nila to make that big leap, what advice or what tip can you tell them? They might be thinking now it's a little bit too late kasi I'm in my 40s na to be making this big change. Established na ako. Why do I have to bother myself, starting again?
Mm-mm. Ako, it's never too late talaga, whether you're 40 or you're 50s. Pero ang isa ko lang ma-advise is, para responsible advice is, really know the strong reason why you want to do whatever it is na kinakatakutan mo. Prepare if you can. Or kung gusto mong mag-risk, make it na calculated risk. So like si Maan, nandun pa yung bahay nila sa Pilipinas, pwede siyang bumalik sa job niya after this. And kung hindi man yun yung option na yun, again, know your whys. Yun talaga yung magpupush sa'yo eh. And at the same time, kapag hindi nag-work yung halimbawa, yung mga ina-expect mo, ano ba yung magiging reaction mo sa situation? Dapat prepared ka doon. So mental preparation talaga is sobrang key. Kailangan mong pagdaanan yun na talagang tanggapin. So like, di ba, Liv, nakwento ko sa'yo, nagwawalis ako sa Costco, sa harap ng Costco, nagwawalis ako. So, those kind of things. Pero I don't feel na, oh my God, why am I doing this? Parang ang liit-liit ng tingin sa sarili ko. No, I've never once felt that. Naglinis ako ng toilet ng isa sa mga pasyente ko. I've never once felt na, why am I doing this? Na maganda ang buhay ko, bakit ganun? Kasi, nandun yung why na blue passport.
Kaya malit kasi, you're not doing it for nothing.
Yeah,
diba?
Correct. And kung hindi man mag-work, kailangan mong tanggapin sa sarili mo na, okay, it didn't work, what's next?
So may plan B dapat.
Kailangan may plan B. And kailangan hindi ka pwedeng malugmok into depression kasi mahirap pag na-depress ka na. It's parang kumbaga immobilizing physically na pag nalulungkot ka everyday. So, yun.
Mahirap ma-depress dito kasi ang ganda ng paligid. Parang magigilty ka.
Oo, di ba?
Punta ka sa
Parang how dare you become depressed?
Hindi ka ba thankful? Yeah, correct.
Oo, parang isipin mo na lang yung EDSA.
Parang makakalimutan. Parang, wow, ang
Traffic.
ganda. Wait lang, depressed pala ako.
Tapos masarap mag-emote dito kasi parang feeling mo kulang na lang soundtrack. Kasi kahit saan ka tumapat, may magandang,
Oo nga, no?
may magandang background or backdrop.
Ikaw, Maan, same ba yung advice mo? Anything else that you want to parang
Oo,
advise?
same. Plus, na lang siguro, parang na-realize ko when my dad passed, no? Kasi it was unexpected. He wasn't sick. He was diagnosed of pancreatic cancer parang first week of April, and then he passed away May 2. So 1 month lang.
Okay.
When we left last year in August, very strong. Walang sakit and all. Parang alam naman natin na our parents are getting old, 'di ba? And we know that, what one day they will leave us. Pero parang lalo ko na-appreciate na do what you can while you're still around.
Yes.
Kasi nga,
Tama.
you never know. Oh, you never know. Kaya kami mag-asawa, sabi namin, ganun talaga pag oras mo na, no? But while you're still around, parang cliche pero di ba sabi nga nila habang may buhay, may pag-asa, and the only thing you cannot, parang, the only thing when you cannot do anything is when you're dead. So,
Dead.
pero I can't speak for everyone kasi nga, we don't have the same responsibilities. We don't have the same, di ba? Pero for those who are blessed to be able to make a change in their 40s, kung ako, go for it.
Go.
Siguro yun nakatulong din sa atin to adapt easily. So yun ang takeaway ko sa inyo. Knowing you're wise and dapat talaga hindi lang short-sighted. Yung ito lang nakikita mo, I need money now. Tapos itong gagawin ko because of now. You have to look beyond. You have to look far and wide kung saan ka pwedeng mag-grow, saan pwede in the long term.
Another takeaway ko is to prepare. I think yung preparation, although yung sa'yo medyo biglaan, pero meron ka pa rin preparation or may backup plan pa rin kasi you still have your job, you have your houses. So as much as we can prepare na may babagsakan in case things don't work out. Kasi we cannot guarantee na things will go according to our plan. Right? So if it doesn't, make sure na may kasunod, may babagsakan tayo, may plan B. And yung sabi mo dyan, mental, prepare mentally kasi parang don't expect na yung life mo dyan will be exactly the same as yung life na iniwan mo. Right? And kapag hindi mo na parang na-connect yung dalawang yon, then I guess doon dadating yung anxiety, matidepress ka, or mawawalan ka ng gana and things like that. Okay. Well, thank you both. Ang gandang chikahan nito, and I think maraming mga takeaways, maraming mga tips, advices na pwedeng makuha dito. Change is not always easy and it's not always comfortable, but I think it presents us with an amazing opportunity to learn so many things about ourselves, right? May mga new skill naman to discover tayo that we probably didn't even realize we have that. So thank you for sharing your experiences with us and yung journey nyo dyan sa Canada.
Yes, thank you. It's a big opportunity for growth, definitely. You know, especially moving into a new country where everything's new. So thank you. I'm sure maraming makaka-relate with your experiences. And singit ko lang, speaking of not doing anything just for money's sake, actually this podcast, naisip ko, we're not earning from this and we're not even sure if we can monetize this kasi hindi naman kami big name podcasters. No, pero we're doing this because we're just passionate about sharing with you, our listeners, Kamarienda, our passion for eating and food and also this kind of conversation. So we just hope that you can start this kind of conversations within your circles kasi we don't get to talk about, and reflect, about being 40. So thank you mga Kamarienda for listening. You can catch us on YouTube, Apple and Spotify podcasts. Thank you again, Maan and Jen.
Yes, and join us again sa mga listeners natin sa next episode. I guess it's a surprise. So follow us sa Instagram and Facebook because that's where you will know. That's where we will post yung mga teasers ng upcoming episodes namin. So until our next merienda. Bye everyone.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you for listening mga Kamarienda. We hope you found our conversation insightful and valuable. We'd like to remind you that we are not licensed therapists.
If you're experiencing serious anxiety or depression, we urge you to seek professional support. The #MentalHealthPH link is in the show notes to help you search for a suitable service provider. Your well-being matters to us.